Hey, I'm Paul, and we're here with the Rent Fire Pass review. Alan Wake, Remedy's new psychological horror game, 5 years in the making. Is Remedy's new horror survival game shine above the rest, or is this game better left in the dark? The story follows Alan Wake, best-selling author who's been plagued by insomnia and writer's block for the past 2 years. Him and his wife Alice decide that it's a good time that they should go for a vacation, so they go to the secluded town of Bright Falls to get away from it all. It's not long before they settle in, before a dark presence makes itself known.
Alice? Alice? Alice!
Now, we're going to break down this game into what we liked and what we didn't like.
Go on. I'll promise to behave.
Now, one of the things I did like about Alan Wake is the environment you have around. Well, you may see the town in its entirety, and it may not be entirely accessible. You can still see the rich environment that's left behind. The game is a very interesting one. This is because light is actually your weapon. The enemies themselves are engulfed in darkness, and it's up to you to use weapons such as flashlights, flashbangs, or flares to fend them off. Now, this is a really interesting technique that they use in games, that you see also in games like Obscure, but I find this one's a little bit more refined. Now, while these aren't the best lighting effects I've seen in a game, they are incredibly cinematic and give you the feel that you are powerful while still being weak. Another interesting thing about this game is the fact that it's a very, very cinematic game. It almost feels like you're playing yourself through a movie. Even the chapters themselves are broken up like TV shows, with a small recap of what happened prior to.
Previously on Alan Wake.
Now, things that we didn't like about the game. First off, you do get the ability to access a car, actually several throughout the game. But sometimes you find yourself veering off the roads because the controls just aren't that fluid.
I've been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there.
Sometimes you do need to climb obstacles, and it gives you the option to do it with an actual sort of fluid movement, rather than just kind of aimlessly jumping. And with a game that's been 5 years in the making, you think that just maybe they'd have a few more controls for climbing up and down items, rather than finding yourself jumping off of roofs that are, 2 stories high. I mean, the man's a writer, but seriously.
We're just settling in.
Okay, Al.
I have to admit, I enjoyed playing every minute of it. Even though the game does have a few flaws that you would hope would be ironed out by the time it was actually put on the shelves, they are forgivable. I'm going to have to say this game is a buy. Be sure to check out Alan Wake, exclusively on Xbox 360. Have yourselves a good night.